What's up, guys? In this video, I want to talk to you about a concept called stacking the deck in your favor. Now, this is obviously a concept from playing cards. I think it's from poker or from blackjack. But in this case, I want to talk about stacking the deck in your favor just for existing in life in general. And some things that you can do that will make your life easier and make your life better without you actually having to think, really just think at all. You won't have to really try that hard. And just by adopting maybe some of these habits or doing some of these things, your life will just naturally improve across the board, aka stacking the deck in your favor. So this is something that I feel like women understand naturally, right? Women, the whole like female culture across every culture in the world is all about stacking the deck in your favor, right? It's not only accepted, but it's also encouraged, right? For example, women, all of the fashion industry basically is geared towards women. Buy these clothes that will, make your body look better. Buy these clothes that will make people look at you more. Buy these clothes that will make you look better than the girl who doesn't have these clothes. At least that's how it's marketed. There's things like plastic surgery, breast implants, lip injections, cosmetics like fake eyelashes, hair salons, nail salons, all kinds of stuff that is all designed like for women. Let's be honest. Oh yeah, well, men get manicures too sometimes. Come on, the amount of women that get manicures compared to the amount of men that get manicures is not even a competition. So all of this stuff is designed to help women stack the deck in their favor to, get a man, basically, is really what it is to help them attract a high quality, however we want to measure that, life partner. But and that's fine, that's great, that's wonderful. This is not like a critique against women or like, oh, it's not fair because that's what women do. And no, it's not what this video is about. But I feel like one area that men could improve in is to stack the deck in their favor as well. And it seems to be, at least my perception of it, is that as men we get a little bit lazy and we think that the world kind of owes us something. Like, oh yeah, like I don't dress like that, or I don't look like that, or I don't have that type of body. But it's not fair to judge me like that because that's just superficial. It's kind of this little bit of like entitlement, and also like, well, I deserve to just be appreciated for who I am, even though I don't have any of these like attractive qualities. So I guess in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about things that you can do to stack the deck in your favor to just make your life as easy as possible. So on, in like the red pill or black pill community, there's this thing called looks maxing, right? Now it's all taken to the extreme, and it's based on this stuff like, well, women looked at pictures of guys and one had a, thick neck and the other one didn't, and they chose the one with the thick neck. Or like, what's the whole thing is the jaw lines. Like, if you don't have a top tier jaw and you're not at least 6'2", then no woman will ever like you and you'll be a virgin forever. It's a little bit ridiculous, and it's clearly propagated by people who have no experience in the real world. Because if you had experience in the real world and you actually like left your basement once in a while, you would know that there's lots of women who do not choose the Chad, right? The like super attractive guy, and will choose the short, fat, unattractive, broke guy. It happens all the time. I know because I've seen it. You can agree, disagree, whatever you want. Now that does not mean that you should not try to like looks max, like I said earlier, or stack the deck in your favor, I guess as I'm calling it. Although that's not necessarily only about making yourself more attractive. But if you take your genetic potential and you max it out, you will get much further. It'll help you get your foot in the door with everybody, not just women, right? For example, let's take two identical versions of yourself, except for the only difference is that one of them is like really fit and in good shape, and the other one is fat and not in good shape at all. Just existing in the world, which one do you think is going to be treated better by everybody, not just women, but by men also? Obviously, the one who's in better shape, right? Let's say you take two identical versions of yourself. One of them, you go to Walmart and you buy sweatpants and a sweatshirt and like ratty shoes. And the other one, you go to, I don't know, DKNY and you buy like designer jeans and you buy like cool Adidas shoes and I don't know what else, like tight fitting shirts or a suit, even anything, whatever your style is. Which one do you think is going to be treated better by your average person? Well, obviously the one who is dressed better. Another example, let's say you take two versions of yourself. One of them, don't look at my hair by the way, but one of them has like ratty hair, hasn't had a haircut in a while, has like 6 days of stubble, not the like 1 day of stubble that's kind of like cool and sexy, but the like 6 days of like grimy stubble, like you haven't left your room in a couple days because you've been on a World of Warcraft fucking extravaganza. Which one? And the other one is like clean shaven, has had a fresh haircut, is like properly groomed with all of the like, you know, areas taken care of. Which one do you think is going to be treated better by your average person? Well, obviously, I would argue, I mean, I can't, you know, discern every single situation in the world, but across the board, it's pretty safe to assume that the one who takes better care of themselves, grooming wise, is going to be treated better by your average person. And like I said earlier, these are all things that you can do that do not require any additional effort on your part to like charm people or to say the right thing. You walk into a room, if you're dressed well, if you're in good shape, if you're properly groomed. Bonus points if you like spray a little bit of cologne on yourself. Oh, you don't like cologne, you don't like how it smells, it's too cheesy, whatever. But try it. Just try it. Go into a department store. You don't have to buy any. Just go into a department store, spray it on yourself, and just go like in your daily life, the people that you know and the people that you see. A lot of them are probably going to say, "Oh, what are you wearing? That smells really good. What is that?" And these colognes or perfumes, I guess colognes if you're a man, are designed by billion-dollar companies that like beta test this stuff and find the exact right scent that smells good to the most amount of people, and they bottle it up and they sell it. So there's a lot of thought that goes into this. And the fact that you don't like it or you don't like the smell or you think it's superficial or whatever, does that really matter if what you're looking for is to have a life that's as easy as possible? Another one, an easy one, is whitening your teeth. It doesn't take any effort. You don't have to be a special person. You don't have to be unique. You don't have to be good at anything to go to Walgreens and buy a $20 tooth whitening kit and put the strips on your mouth, and like, it's not hard. It's like a sticker that you put on your teeth, and then you watch TV or you play video games or you just like sit at the wall and stare at the wall for 20 minutes for 2 weeks, and at the end of 2 weeks you're gonna have very white teeth. And I could probably stand to do it right now, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll do it when I get home. But many times when I've been consistent with it, after a week and a half, I have so many people commenting, "Oh my God, your teeth are so white. How do you get your teeth so white? It's amazing, blah, blah, blah." So like all of these things are things that you can do to stack the deck in your favor. And then once you've stacked the deck in your favor, then you can move on, or as you're doing that, you can move on to more complicated things, right? Complicated, I guess, in terms of like working on your social skills, learning how to be funny, making money, I guess is probably a pretty important one. But all of those things, for like I said, you go to a job interview or you go to a sales presentation or something where you're trying to sell somebody something. Do you think you're going to do better if you wear a nice suit that's tailored, which doesn't cost a lot of money, and a watch, and like you look well put together? Or if you go there in a t-shirt and jeans and some like old tennis shoes that your mom bought you, you know, in high school? What do you think's going to do better? Obviously, looking better, smelling better, and being more properly groomed is going to help you out. This is something that I had a lot of trouble with even recently. Not that I had a lot of trouble with, but like it was hard for me to accept, I guess. I had just spent like maybe a year and a half in Thailand, or a year in Thailand. This was 2 years ago. And I moved to New York City. And I'd never been to New York City before. And the crowd that I was hanging out with was pretty superficial. Like modern Orthodox Jewish community in New York City, like they're all about what kind of clothes you wear, where your apartment is, how nice is your apartment, what's your job, what do you do, where are you from, how Jewish are you. It's like the most, no offense to anybody who's maybe from that community who's watching this, but like very superficial and very judgmental. That sounds kind of negative, but they size you up very quickly, and they want to know what category to put you in. And I had just spent, you know, almost a year in Thailand, and I got there in my board shorts and like a tank top and flip-flops, and I got to New York. It was summertime, and all my friends were telling me, they're like, "Man, like I know you have your style, I know you have your like Thailand backpacker style, but that's not the style here. And if you want to be accepted here, you need to step it up, and you need to wear like more normal clothes, more modern fashions." And I was like, "No, I shouldn't have to do that. Why do I have to do that? That's not fair. People should just like me for who I am. I'm in really good shape. That's all that should matter. Like, why are they so superficial that they care about my clothes?" Eventually, you know, I realized that the world's not going to change for me. I have to change for the world if I want to get what I want. And that's kind of the same thing that I would encourage you to think about your life in the same way, is that if getting people to like you and accept you is as simple as going to a store and buying this shirt and this pair of pants and this pair of shoes, and then walking into a room and having them like you immediately, and getting a haircut, why wouldn't you do that? Why are you so resistant to that? What's the problem, really? Like, you literally just went and purchased a piece of clothing and put it on and existed in the world. You don't, there's no effort, there's no thinking. Yeah, you spend a little bit of money, but like, you probably have a little bit of money to spend on that kind of thing. Like that's not the hard part. I guess that is the hard part. Okay, so anyway, that is my, I guess, obvious tip of the day, if that's what we could even call it. But tell me, what are some areas that you have been resisting? Areas where you know you probably should change, but you've been resisting it because you want to hold on to your identity and you don't think that like you should have to change for some reason. Anyway, I'm curious. I want to know. Let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.